What do we think about the halftime performance in the Super Bowl, the most anticipated performance of all performances? And we had to deal with someone that isn't really in our culture, isn't of ethnicity, isn't the same race as us. You know what I mean? And we had to jam out during the halftime and try to enjoy as much as I can. But for me, I understand, right? And y'all, you have to understand as well. Everyone out there in the audience, y'all have to understand that business owners want their business to grow. They want their business continue to grow and grow and grow. But sometimes you have to make a sacrifice and you have to understand the moment, right? To spoil a legendary Super Bowl halftime performance with the artist most fans don't recognize more than one song is just straight out ridiculous. You have to check yourself. And I understand the NFL is trying to grow and go international, get more international fans and enter into that space more and more, right? But at the same time, they have to understand and read the room when and when not to pull the plug. You decided to put a Puerto Rican or a Cuban, I think he's Puerto Rican, a Puerto Rican artist to perform at halftime, and not too many people understand the language. What sense does that make? I just want what sense does that make? I honestly thought there would be an American song with some American or English words that we all understood. I thought it would be one at least. And I was clueless like everyone else. I had to Google Bad Bunny and see if I was familiar with any of his songs. I wasn't really too familiar with any of his songs,
Man, listen, I don't know not one word he said, but I was jamming though.
I was jamming too. But the NFL can't make this mistake again, though. They can't make this mistake again. It was a good idea. It was a good idea, great idea, but it's just bad execution. You know what I mean? And I saw a clip, man. I saw a clip where players was asked, do they know any Bad Bunny songs, And not too many players knew any of the songs, like I said, including myself. And they was asked, but let's check out what a few teammates had to say.
What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
I already got one. Sorry about that.
I don't know who that is.
I never heard of Bad Bunny.
I don't know who that is.
I heard performing at halftime.
But yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know no Bad Bunny.
That's wild.
Do you think they made a mistake?
I believe so. I ain't never heard of bro till now.
I don't have one.
I don't listen to him.
I don't know any songs.
What the heck's it called? I blacked out the name.
I don't think I have one.
I don't know Bad Bunny song.
That's a tough one.
I don't have one.
I don't really listen to that, but I can't lie. I really do not know any.
I haven't listened to any songs.
I don't know any to keep it G.
I just tuned into Bad Bunny this morning because is it DTMF?
DTM2.
What's your second favorite?
I don't think I can remember.
I like Titi Mi Pregunto, Seda, and Moscow Mule.
What is it, Monaco?
The one with Cardi B. I can't
There we
remember
go.
the name. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, bro. It's the one that goes, ooh, boy. That's all I know. That's consistency.
Oh, what funny.
Like the name of it.
Yeah, just say this, La Camiseta.
La Camiseta. Yeah.
La Camiseta.
La Camiseta?
La
Okay, that means t-shirt in
Camiseta.
Spanish.
So there we go, man. Bad Bunny. There's New England Patriot players and the Seattle Seahawks players that this artist is performing at their halftime and they don't know the songs. The majority of these players, I don't know. What's that one song? That's what it said. But like you say, Treese, I was jamming, baby. Forget the words, baby. I didn't know all of the lingo and the ta-ta-ta-ta, but I was that up-tempo beat, baby. Hey, some of the beats was jamming, baby. That up-tempo beat was pretty cool, baby. I could, we like fast music down south, so I could rock to the, I could kind of put my own words to it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, they could have at least had someone or some type of translation for the people that don't speak no English like myself.
Yeah,
like,
where's
at least the translator at?
Put the captions in English or something.
Where's something? Give me something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just out here, just straight beat. You just got to go with the beat. And
only words I understood. He said, "God bless America." I understood that part. That's the only part.
Yeah, he said a few things I can't remember, but yeah, man. He did entertain. Like I like he was moving through the crowds, and the little setup was pretty cool. He had the older people sitting in the hallways, I guess like they were back in Puerto Rico or Cuba, wherever he's from, and he's a little entertainer. He move and groove, but I don't know what was more boring, the halftime show or the game. I don't know. Definitely the halftime show. Definitely the halftime show.
I don't think it was boring. Listen, that music gets you moving. I don't think that was boring. That first half was more boring than the halftime show. The first half.
That's why I said I don't know what was more boring. It was the halftime show or the game, because that first half, like, especially if you don't, if you're just waiting to see touchdowns and you don't understand defense, or defense isn't playing exciting football, it can really, really be boring. It really be boring. But I think this was a political stunt by the NFL, to tell you the truth. Because why would you bring Bad Bunny to perform? Again, like I said, I understand they're trying to grow internationally. But I think the NFL was throwing this in Donald Trump's face for political reasons, because this just does not make any sense. They had to be throwing this in Donald Trump's face. Only people who knew the words to these songs, they had to have a Spanish background, some type of Spanish friends, or went to Spanish schools where majority of the people listen to that type of music. You know what I mean? That's the only type of people that could have resonated with any of his songs. But tomorrow, Tuesday, all next week, Donald Trump is going to be livid after watching this performance. If he didn't watch it or hearing about Bad Bunny and having
he had his own
flag.
He had his own halftime show, right?
Who, Donald Trump?
Yeah, he had his own halftime show.
Oh, with Coldplay and all of those artists.
Yeah, I think it was like Kid Rock or something.
Kid Rock and things like that. I heard about it, man. Did it actually go? Did it actually
I don't know how you watched it or anything, but man, I know they supposed to have their own halftime show.
That is true, right? That is true. I wondered did they follow through on that request from Donald Trump. But I heard it all over the radios and on the internet and things like that. But yeah, expect to see Trump crashing out this week, though. He's definitely gonna be livid. Expect to see him crashing out.
Man, especially, I seen a little bit of twerking and stuff. Like, oh man, they got him twerking on TV. They might get in trouble for this.
They really get in trouble, right? But the last year performance was spot on. They picked the right artist at the exact perfect moment, right? With Kendrick Lamar, and he had the hit song "Not Like Us." That represented pretty much everyone, figuratively speaking, right? That represented everyone. But then you go from Kendrick Lamar to Bad Bunny and expect everyone to love this performance? And love the halftime show?
Who would you want to see next at the halftime show? If you had to pick any artist in the world, who would you pick?
Man, I'm so out of the loop. You know what I mean? You got some of these younger guys and things like that, but it's a slew of old school artists, man. You can have 50 Cent, he's already been. You could have T.I., you could have Young Jeezy. I mean, there's some white artists you can have up there as well. You could bring Eminem. I can't think right off the top of my head, but someone that is very popular in the United States, got songs that we all resonate with and things like that, and we can vibe out and enjoy ourselves. But Bad Bunny, it was hard to.
Chris Brown should be a halftime performance.
Chris Brown, with Bad Bunny, I caught myself trying to salsa. I was salsa. I caught myself. I'm trying to bop to the beat. I caught myself doing it like this a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think they ever gonna let Chris Brown do a Super Bowl because his all the things he went through and all that stuff. They'll never let him. But he's a true entertainer. He'd be up there doing all the things. Like kind of like Usher. I want Usher to have halftime performance.
Yeah, Usher is an entertainer. I mean, Chris Brown is our generation Michael Jackson per se. You know what I mean? He's that type of entertainer. And if he wouldn't have did what he did, you know, and that messed him up, he would have grown to that statue, you know, to that level of success, you know. But shout out to Chris Brown, man.
Do you remember the first Super Bowl you ever watched? I was down by the Super Bowl this week, and I was asking people, like, what's the first Super Bowl they ever watched? Or they remember?
I cannot remember. You caught me with a good one. I'm trying to think. The first Super Bowl that I ever watched. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sometime in high school. I don't know. It don't make me start.
You don't remember who played?
However, man, I just remember I didn't start remembering. I just know I didn't start remembering the Super Bowl until I made it to the Super Bowl in the NFL. You know?